Still in talent, and now we come to number 12 in our series on prophecy, on allusions, images and symbols. This one's precursors. What's a precursor? Something that comes before, something that is, well, related to what comes later. It's an initiator. Maybe you could even say it that way. And the texts we're given are Daniel 2, Daniel 3, Revelation 13, and so on. And obviously that's referring to Daniel's interpretation of Nebuchadnezzar's dream, the precursor of the image and so on. And then in Revelation 13 you have the image, the beasts and all the rest of that, the precursors as to what will be happening, particularly in the end of time. A good quote from G.R. Beasley Murray, famous Bible commentator: the beast rising out of the sea is a duplicate of the dragon, sharing his nature. His origin and shape declare him to be a further manifestation of the principle of evil which has been active against God and man through the ages. So yes, there you have the devil, the dragon, the precursor that we meet there in Revelation. Now here in Revelation 13 you have the beast, the duplicate of the dragon, a precursor as to what would be happening. Talks about the symbolism of emperor worship there. That's another precursor to end times. And then you have a comment from Henrik Heine: wild dark times are rumbling towards us, and the prophet who wishes to write a new apocalypse, Revelation, will have to invent entirely new beasts, and beasts so terrible that the ancient animal symbols of St. John will seem like cooing doves and cupids in comparison. It's going to be a lot worse than you think. That's a scary image, isn't it? And that's one thing that often we tend to dwell on, all the disasters, all the problems, all the apocalyptic nightmares that are about to befall our world. But before we get hung up on all of that, let's remember that the whole point of Daniel and Revelation and the other prophetic books is to point towards God's glorious vindication, that this is not going to be all that's there, that there will be a resolution, that there is going to be an end. And I really want us to think about what this is all about, because in the end, both in Daniel and in Revelation, the question is, who do you worship? You remember that the image that Nebuchadnezzar set up was all about worshipping him, the image, the golden image, which he set up almost to say, I don't want this prophecy to be fulfilled. I don't want to just be the golden head. I want to be the whole image that is gold. I want Babylon to last forever. Of course it would not. And that's all about worship. And very clearly in Revelation 13, the beast, all the world wonders after the beast and worships him. Is that what we're seeing today? Do we see that in the way in which our society runs? Consumerism, greed, corporate malfeasance and all the rest of it. You see so much happening in our world that leads us to believe that the devil is very much involved and that God is working in the great controversy to counter all of that. That's what we look forward to, not to, as somebody pointed out to me, all the doom and disaster. I went into one pastoral district, and obviously the previous pastor there had been very fond of talking about all these prophetic disasters that were coming. And they said, please, Pastor, no more doom and disaster. And I really do believe we don't want to concentrate on the doom and disaster. Yes, we have to be aware what's coming. Yes, we need to be prepared. But we certainly don't want to dwell on that. The beast, the image, all of this, as Daniel 2 says there in the dream, the image is destroyed. This rock cut out without human hands comes in and smashes the image to pieces, and that rock who is a symbol of God, expands to fill the whole earth. In other words, God's kingdom will be triumphant. So let's hold on to that. Yes, let's look at these precursors. Let's look at what is coming. But let's hold on to our faith in the Lord, who is the victor.